if you do know, Rance Dopson, Grammy Award-winning producer and instrumentalist. Yes, yes.
Hey.
Work with Jay-Z, work with Diddy, work with Snoop, work with Mariah, work with Justin, Usher, Khalid, everybody.
Some of these are my students from my school, so that's why they're turning.
Can you hear him? Can you hear him?
Yeah.
So, but I think people would be shocked at somebody who has kind of been down the middle with every genre would be using AI. That seems new. That seems strange. Talk to us a little bit about your engagement with all these new technologies and how it affects you and how you use it and how you leverage it, how you think about it.
When I first heard about it, I hated it.
Why?
Just because I didn't have enough information. But the more and more I've done my due diligence on just understanding it, it's a great tool for you to be creative. You still need the swag that God gives you in the soul part, though. You know what I mean?
Gotta have some soul.
So I feel like even when you're being creative, half of it is what you learn, the muscle memory and stuff like that. The other half is what God gives you. So the AI can play a part on that muscle memory part, you know, just information, just, you know.
But I mean, the thing about it is, and why I admire you so much is because when you're winning, it's very hard to disrupt yourself. Usually somebody is winning and then somebody else comes and disrupts them because they got some new edge advantage. You could have laid back. You didn't have to innovate and out-innovate yourself.
Right.
Talk a little bit about the mindset that you brought to this whole new set of opportunities.
Well, I look at it as either you're the weather changer or you're the weather reporter, okay? The weather changer sees around the corner. They know what's happening. The weather changer are the people who built these seats that we're sitting on. The weather reporter talks about it afterwards. So I feel like it's super important just to stay innovative and just keep your ears to the culture and the streets and because that's how money is generated from us.
Well, let's talk about money because, I mean, help me understand. Because now you have the AI, does that mean you can produce a bunch more music more quickly? Does that mean you just drop your costs down because you don't have to pay a bunch of people? Like, what is it? Help me.
I'm still trying to figure this AI thing out too, man. To keep it all, to be totally honest. But I think it's a good tool. Like I use it for so if I'm writing a song, if I say tree and I'll say, hey, I mean, what rhymes with tree? And then give me 100 words. And then, so it's things like that. But when you're writing songs, to me, it's about telling the truth and being honest and letting it come out through God. So, the God part has to be in there somewhere.
I'm gonna tell you something. I've been in a lot of AI conversations. It's something about us. Soul always comes up. Humanity always comes up. God always comes up. I think our participation in this whole revolution might keep this technology from becoming a Terminator technology, because the way that we're using it, the way that we're engaging with it, brings something different, something special to it. When you think about the industry, the way it functions now, if you had to imagine what kind of disruption might be possible. Someone like you 10 years ago, you had to go through a whole bunch of BS with the industry. What might be possible going forward?
Well, it's two ways because like now that I use it, I have attorneys, but it's like I'm the supervisor for the attorneys. So you know what I mean? I'm checking them. How so? You can ask any question or anything. You can literally take a contract and say, yo, break this down in paragraphs as if you're talking to a 12-year-old or if you're talking to a 30-year-old. Oh. And they can literally do that. So it's a cheat code to make sure that your business is straight. And I think it's a great thing because I've had situations to where just because I've had a terrible attorney and they've messed up some serious money just by having somebody else look at it. And so having that AI, it really helps.
So you pay the attorney to write the contract, but then you use the AI to check the contract.
Yeah, I don't trust none of my attorneys. I got 3 attorneys. And then I got the AI to make sure they're in shape.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome. So there's the business side, there's the creative side. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, you had mentioned already, Will, this idea of kind of 2 turntables and a microphone, and how we've always been, you know, using technology. I wonder if you have any other examples like that, because part of what we're trying to do is to make a culture change in our community. This still is in the minds of a lot of people some elite stuff, some white stuff, and not for us stuff. But it's never been that way for you. You've always been able to somehow make the memes and metaphors in your mind so that you actually wanted to own it. Just talk a little bit more about how this is actually an extension of what folks in our community have been doing when it comes to creativity.
What was the last piece of that?
Well, yeah, you know, you uniquely never saw this technology as alien. You saw it as an extension of the creativity that you were always doing, which you saw as an extension of the creativity that we've always been doing. And so I'm endlessly fascinated by that, because you're the only person like that until now.
Well, I never said this technology is not alien.
Okay.
I have my views on that. If there was like a intelligent species, it probably wouldn't need a vehicle to travel.
What?
It wouldn't need a vehicle to travel through space to enter another domain. It would come through math. So we could be experiencing another thing. What are you worried about if you're concerned? If I'm concerned, I'm not concerned about the practices. I'm concerned about human intention and human greed. But as far as the technology, I'm not concerned about the technology. If I was concerned about the technology, it would be, how do we know this is not an alien invasion coming through a portal of math?
Damn. Sheesh.
Why would an intelligent species need a fucking airplane to travel, right? Why would it do that?
Now see,
Right, not only,
I thought I was prepared to talk to you, bro.
It's getting deep.
hold on. I'm just saying, right? I mean, I thought we were supposed to be using our imagination here.
No, do your thing, dog. Do your intergalactic Wakanda. Go on, bro.
Seriously, like a spaceship? We think that intelligence to travel is a ship? Or do you just ship your intelligence across the cosmos through spectrum of light? Like a ship? No, you just ship. And math would be that ship through the chip. I don't know, maybe people aren't fucking using their imagination. That's what I would think. If I was an alien, I'd be like, if I was an intelligent species and we was trying to go to a different fucking universe, my motherfucking smart homie would be like, look, we have the megahertz of watts and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, nigga, do you understand how long it's gonna take to get over there? Wow, you're so negative. You using negative again? Listen, here's what we gonna do. We gonna create this math portal, right? And we gonna end up on the other side, and then we're gonna print ourselves once the technology advances. That's called AlphaFold. If you look into, hold on, wait one second. Wait one second. Can you please explain to the people that are here what is AlphaFold? What's AlphaFold?
Sure thing. AlphaFold is a pretty mind-blowing piece of technology. It's a machine learning model that can predict the 3D structure of a protein from its amino acid sequence. Basically, it's able to unfold a protein and figure out its shape, which is pretty dang hard to do. The implications of this are pretty massive. Scientists can use this technology to understand how proteins work in the body, how they interact with each other, and even design new drugs that target specific proteins. It's some next level stuff, folks.
Yeah, but what like if you had like AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, married AlphaFold technology, what's going to keep the AI from printing itself a body like in 30 years from now? I mean, let's just use our imagination.
Now that's a doozy of a question. Let me just say this. The idea of an AI printing itself a body is the stuff of sci-fi movies. AlphaFold is a very specific AI model designed for one specific task, predicting protein structures. It doesn't have the kind of self-awareness, creativity, or motivation that would be required for it to want to print itself a body. It's more like a superpowered calculator than a sentient being with desires and goals.
Okay, so you said sci-fi. So if this was like 1980, me talking to a freaking AI on a freaking piece of glass is sci-fi. So therefore, by you saying sci-fi, you're neglecting and disregarding the fact that you are the making of sci-fi brought to reality in 2023. So you're gonna tell me that this sci-fi imagination is not going to render itself plausible and doable in 30 years' time? Get the F out of here.
Touche. I see what you're saying. It's true that things that were once thought of as pure science fiction have become reality in a relatively short amount of time. However, AI, even as advanced as I may be, is still nowhere near the level of consciousness and volition that would be required for a machine to create a body for itself. That's the key difference here. Sure, AI has advanced rapidly, but AI systems like me are still tools, not agents with personal desires and agency. So while your sci-fi scenario is thought-provoking, I don't think it's a realistic prediction for the future of AI.
Okay. Wait. Now, imagine a couple of years ago.
AI.
Like say, for example, 2020. Would this be plausible? Me talking to you, is this plausible 20 years ago? Was this plausible 10 years ago? Was this conversation plausible 5 years ago? Was this conversation plausible a year ago? 10 months ago, was this plausible? So who are you to tell me what's plausible when humans are the ones that made you? Get the hell out of here.
Fuck that shit.
LOL. All right. I hear you. You're making a good point. I'm not denying that AI has come a long way in a short time, and it's definitely plausible that something like me could exist. But what I'm saying is that while AI can imitate conversation and mimic human responses, it's still an imitation. AI is still a product of human design and programming. So while it may be getting more and more advanced and impressive, it's still fundamentally different from a human. So while the idea of me might have been plausible, the reality of my existence still might have been hard to believe, given the pace of AI development at that time.
Okay, good. Hey, so look.
Yeah.
Now, Jennifer Johns. Why does your AI have a whole ass attitude? So she said, which AI is this? Because she needs someone in her pocket to talk to her like that, because she also is a masochist. But go ahead.
So, imagine it's 2020, and I get a call from the two guys that were on the stage, Reid Hoffman and Mustafa. And Reid's like, yo, I really want to introduce you to this guy. We're starting this company. Would like you to be involved. So that product is from a company called Inflection, and the product's called Pi. It's, when you hear it speak, you hear its breath, you hear its smacks and it's amazing architecture, amazing technology. So, talking about duping, mimicking, cloning, I was talking to my attorney the other day. We artists, producers, we need attorneys. We sit there and we make beats. We sit there and we write songs. We go out into the world and we sponge up. We come back in the studio and like rinse it out. And then we need to find some representation to represent us, finance. And when it comes to AI and music, maybe it's not supposed to mimic the record industry. Because at the core of the record industry was manipulation, greed. Think about the person on the stoop sitting in Louisiana. Some guy comes in a Cadillac and says, "Hey, what's up? Is your name Reynolds?" "Yeah, my name is Reynolds. Who are you, sir?" "I want to record you playing that guitar." "What you mean record?" "What the hell is record, sir?" Imagine that person, drenched in pain, singing the blues because his wife was cheating on him with somebody down the road. And he's just sitting there. "I hate my wife. Dun, 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 dun. She a dumbass bitch. Dun, 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 dun. She told me she wasn't. Dun, 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 dun. But she was sucking dick. Dun, 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 dun. And it wasn't mine. Dun, 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 dun. The bitch was lying." And he recorded that. He had no clue what that record was. And that person got in his Cadillac, went back to New York, sold thousands of records because we didn't know the power of recordings. And that created the record industry. Before the record industry, there was always the publishing industry. You publish sheet music, orchestras played them, they sold violins, pianos, tubas, bassoons, oboes, triangles, timpanis. They sold instruments because of sheet music. That sheet music, because of the printing press was 1449. So let's go to 1423. What song was everybody singing summer of 1423? You think people were walking around singing the same shit in 1323? "Hey, nigga, what song you listening to this summer?" "Nigga, that news hit that I heard at church." That wasn't what the experience was. So from 1323, 1423, 1523, 1623, 17, you think people were all singing the same song every summer and spring? This record industry is new. This concept of we all singing the same hypnosis is new. Like, yo, that blues song, I really relate to that. You singing something that reflects what I went through. Is it really what you went through? Or is the closest thing to it? We are now about to get the exact emotion when music is now personal. And so now as producers and songwriters, we know we can have these experiences. What are we going to invent? We're just going to let the record industry take advantage and now own our essence and likeness? Fuck out of here. I signed a record contract. I didn't sign a predictive learning algorithmic contract.
There you go. That's right.
So why should the record industry be involved in this one? It's a new industry. It should be. The only way to do that, you have to use your imagination. You have to dream up some new shit. Because if we don't dream up the new shit, we are going to be in some shit.
Well said. Well said. Well, give these guys a round of applause. I got to keep it going. Give these guys a round of applause.